Hello guys! Welcome back sa another accounting tutorial. No, ang topic natin ngayon ay balance scorecard and other performance measures. No, so malapit na tayong matapos sa management accounting topics, no? Sa katunayan, kumbaga parang second to the last na to. No, malapit na. Papunta na tayo sa financial management. Papunta ka na sa exciting part. No? Patapos ka na sa management accounting. Alright, so simulan na natin. Ano ba muna ang balance scorecard? No? Ang balance scorecard po is a strategic management framework that helps organizations translate their vision and strategy into measurable objectives across four perspectives: financial, customer, internal processes, and learning and growth. Kumbaga ba sa UDD, no, sa tinuturuan ko, kumbaga ba meron din silang PVMO, no? Na yung vision and strategy ng isang organization, gusto nilang magawa yon, no? Across four perspective. Dapat financially, good tayo. Customer, tinatangkilik tayo ng customer. Maganda yung internal process natin, maganda yung operation natin, and natututo yung mga empleyado natin. So, yun lang yung sinasabi ng balance scorecard. No? So, ano pa? It goes beyond financial metrics to provide a holistic view of performance, ensuring long-term sustainability and alignment of daily activities with strategic goals. Ang tamang term lang naman dito is yung beyond financial metrics. Hindi lang po kasi financial ang balance scorecard. Itong tatlo po, yung customer, internal processes, and learning and growth, non-financial yan. No? Para ma-capture hindi lang yung pera, yung monetary result, no? Kundi mga non-financial metrics din. Para makita mo, long-term ba talaga yung company or hindi. So, for example, ganito. The balance scorecard links organizational vision to measurable objectives across perspectives. Diba? For example, ang financial goal ng company, increase nila yung shareholder value. Diba? Mag-earn ng income. Diba? And syempre, yung goal na yan, mami-measure yan kung mayroon ba silang return on investment, magkano yung revenue growth nila sa taon na yun. O, yun yung goal. No? May financial goal. Pero syempre, para ma-achieve yung financial goals na yan, dapat masatisfy mo yung customer. Syempre, dapat tatangkilikin ka ng mga customer. No? Ng market. Dapat tatangkilikin ka. O, paano mo i-improve ngayon yung customer satisfaction? O, syempre, mami-measure mo yan through net promoter score, retention rate, may nare-retain ka bang mga customers, and such. Paano mo ba and again, paano mo ulit mai-improve ang customer satisfaction kung maganda yung internal process mo? No? Kung nadi-deliver ka agad yung Shopee mo, di ba? For example, yung customer satisfaction, 2 days or even 1 day na deliver na yung check out mo sa Shopee, no? O masasatisfy yung customer. Pero kung 7 days or 2 weeks, 'di ba? Ganon. Sa tingin mo masasatisfy mo yung customer, no? So kapag lumagpas 'yan siguro ng 1 to 2 weeks, hindi mo masasabing nag-improve yung internal process ng JNT, no? O hindi streamline yung operations nila. So, mame-measure mo yan by cycle time and yung defect reduction din. No? Madami pang other measures yan. Pero syempre, pinakita ko lang sa inyo ano ba yung big picture. Syempre, at the end of the day, kung magandang internal process mo, dapat natututo yung mga empleyado. No? Meron tayong tinatawag na learning and growth. Syempre, lahat kasi nakasalalay sa empleyado eh. Kung tatamad-tamad yung delivery rider, di talagang aabot ng 2 linggo yung delivery niya, di ba? Nakasalalay lahat yan sa empleyado. O kung natututo sila, kung nagro-grow sila, maganda yung kalalabasan. No? And mamameasure yan by training hours, nag-train ba sila, innovative ba sila sa ginagawa nila, and so on and so forth. No? So, how they connect? Paano sila mag-connect? Learning and growth enables better internal processes. Pag natututo yung empleyado, mabilis nilang nadi-deliver. No? Pag mabilis na nadi-deliver, gustong-gusto ng customer. Pag gustong-gusto ng customer, maganda yung financial results. O, yun lang naman. Connect sila. So, all in all, nakadepende lahat sa learning and growth. No? Yun po yung critical success factor. No? Because without innovation and growth, the company cannot sustain the needs of the customer. Thus, walang revenue. Ha? So, critical na yung mga empleyado mo natututo. Siyempre, innovative din sila. Siyempre, pag masungit yung empleyado, masungit yung cashier, di ba? Sa tingin mo ba may babalik pa ang customer? Baka wala na. No? Kung nagsusungit-sungit yung mga empleyado. So, critical sa success ng isang organization, yung learning and growth. Alright? So, himayin natin ulit yung 4 perspective ng balanced scorecard. Diba, nasabi ko may financial perspective. No? Anong focus niyan? Money and results. Pera, financial. No? It measures profitability, revenue growth, cost control. Syempre, hindi lang naman revenue lagi, may cost din. Para makuha mo yung income, financial. Anong mga key performance indicators niyan? Net profit margin, no? Revenue growth rate, return on investment, cost to income ratio, and economic value added. No? So anything under financial, gross profit, sales, revenue, basta pera at resulta, no? Financial yan. No? Napakadali namang tandaan kasi syempre nagfi-financial accounting tayo kaya kayang-kaya natin yan. No? Paano naman sir yung customer perspective? Anong focus ng customer perspective? It looks at how customers see the organization. Paano ba tinitignan ng mga customers yung company? No? It measures satisfaction, loyalty, and market share. No? Nasa-satisfy mo ba yung mga customer? Loyal ba sila sa inyo? O magkano yung percentage share mo sa market? No? Ano mga key performance indicators niya? Market share percentage. For example, sa 100 students, ilang estudyante dyan yung pumupunta sa Jollibee? Let's say 20. No? 20 students. So, ibig sabihin, ang market share ng Jollibee, 20%. Kasi 20 out of 100 students pumupunta sa Jollibee. Market share percentage siya. Tinatangkilik siya ng customer. No? Ano pa? Customer retention rate. Nare-retain mo ba yung mga customer? Bumabalik ba sila? O lumilipat na? Customer satisfaction. Nasa-satisfy mo ba yung mga customer or hindi? No? And customer complaints. Siyempre, kung merong nasa-satisfy, may nagko-complain din. Siyempre, basta customer ang usapan, no? Customer perspective. Yan. No? Ano pa? Internal process perspective. Anong focus niya? Examines how well internal operations run. Internal po tayo sa loob ng kumpanya. No? It measures efficiency, quality, and innovation in processes. Efficient ba yung Shopee sa pagdi-deliver? Efficient ba yung operation nila? Maganda ba yung quality? Or madaming defect? Diba? Nire-return mo ba lagi yung mga dinideliver sa'yo? No? May sira ba? May defect? Mga ganong bagay, internal operations yan. Ano mga key performance indicators? Throughput or manufacturing cycle time. Na pag-uusapan po natin mamaya ito. No? Ano pa? Defect or error rate. Again, may depekto ba yung dumating sa'yo? No? Mali ba yung dineliver sa'yo? No? Internal operations yan. It has something to do sa internal operations nila. No? Production efficiency ratio. Ano pa? Rework. And reduction of setup time. Siyempre, mabilis bang nase-set up yung in-order mo? Mabilis bang nadi-deliver? Yun lang naman yan. Okay? And lastly, learning and growth perspective. Anong focus natin dyan? People and improvement. Employees, but the people and yung nag-i-improve ba sila. It measures employee skills, engagement, and ability to adapt. Anong KPIs niya? Employee Satisfaction Index na nasasatisfy ba yung mga empleyado sa ginagawa nila? Training hours per employee. Natitrain ba sila? Nag-i-improve ba sila? Natututo ba sila? Staff turnover rate. Madami ba nagre-resign? Mabilis ba yung turnover? So it has something to do all sa customer or employee rather and improvement. So kanya-kanya kasi mayroon silang mayroong hint na internal to. Internal operations ako. Learning and growth, empleyado to. Pag customer perspective, customer to. Pag financial perspective, financial to. Yun lang naman yung kailangan mong maalala. So, ano ba yung mga common characteristic ng isang balanced scorecards? Siyempre, dapat possible yan. Dapat feasible. Dapat mangyayari talaga. To infer its strategy and assumptions underlying that strategy. Ano pa? The balanced scorecard should emphasize continuous improvement rather than just meeting present standards or targets. Again, na-meet mo na naman yung continuous improvement. Kaizen. Gamit na gamit dito sa management accounting ang continuous improvement. Siyempre, dapat nag-i-improve ka talaga. At dapat yung improvement na yun tuloy-tuloy. Rather than meeting present standards or targets. Ano pa? Some of the performance measures on the balanced scorecard should be non-financial. Correct. Di ba? Meron tayong learning and growth, internal business process, tapos customer perspective. Non-financial sila. The scorecards for individuals should contain only those performance measures they can actually influence. Again, na-touch mo na naman dito yung controllable, or responsibility accounting na part. Kung ano lang yung kaya nilang influensyahan, yun lang dapat yung scorecard nila. Doon mo lang dapat sila i-measure sa performance na kaya nilang i-influence. And lastly, the ultimate objectives of the organization are usually financial. Siyempre. But better financial results cannot be attained without improving customers' perceptions of the company's products and services. Correct. To improve customers' perceptions, dapat mag-improve yung internal business process. So that products and services are better. And para ma-improve mo yung business processes, it is necessary that employees learn. So, bottom line, critical success factor yung employees' learning and growth. Sa kanila nakasalalay lahat. So, meron tayong tinatawag na lead activities. Yung customer, internal business process, and learning and growth, yun po yung mga lead activities. Because they are the components needs to be done to generate revenue. And yung financial perspective naman describes the financial consequence of the former perspectives. Kung maganda yung customer, internal business process, and learning and growth, dapat mag-expect ka na maganda yung financial result. Alright? So, ang daming sinasabi. Di ba? Okay lang yan. Di ba? Ang importante kasi, maintindihan mo muna yung concept. Para, kayang-kaya mo na tong exercise number 1. So, meron daw tayong mga balance scorecards dito and sabi niya, it is divided into 4 categories: financial, customer, learning and growth, and internal operations or internal business process. So, consider the factors that follow. May mga binanggit dyan. Ano pa? Mayroon din mga binanggit or in-enumerate na mga perspective. Determine the proper classification for each of the factors listed. Sige. Sagutan na natin. So, customer satisfaction as measured by survey results. Kapag financial po, gawin na lang natin F. Kapag customer, C. Pag internal business process, ay B. No, kapag learning and growth, LG. No? Yung una na factor daw is customer satisfaction. Oh, nabasa mo yung customer, nasa-satisfy ba sila? O customer perspective ka, letter C. Oh, set up time. No? It has something to do sa internal operations again, yung pag-set up ng GNT. Internal operations nila yun. No, mabilis ba o mabagal? No? So, internal business process yan. On-time deliveries as a percentage of all deliveries. Nadi-deliver ba ng maaga? Okay? So, internal business process ulit yan. No, bakit? Kasi it measures the efficiency and reliability of operations, specifically yung logistics and supply chain process. No? The internal process perspective focus on how well the organization executes its core activities, production, distribution, quality control, and service delivery. No? So, anything when it comes to internal operations, set up, delivery, maaga bang nadi-deliver, production, distribution, quality control, internal business process ka. No? Unfavorable standard cost variances, sir. Kakaiba na ngayon May variance na. No? Internal business process ulit yan. No? Remember, yung mga unfavorable standard cost variances, no? Classified yan under internal business process perspective ng balance scorecard. Bakit? Kasi may inefficiencies na naman sa operation. Internal operations again, di ba? Waste sa production, poor supplier na performance, low labor productivity. No? So kapag nasa loob ka talaga, no, internal operations ka talaga, no? Internal business process ka. No? So ano pa? Hours of in-house training per employee. O employee naman ito, train mo sila. O it has something to do sa learning and growth. LG tayo dyan. Defect-free units as a percentage of completed units. Naku, no? Ilan daw yung walang sira, no? Or yung walang depekto. O again, internal ulit, operations ulit. O internal business process ka. Time to introduce new products to market. Efficient ka ba sa paggawa ng bagong product? O for example, yung Apple, di ba, halos taon-taon may na-introduce silang product sa market. Maganda yung research nila, no? Maganda yung R&D nila. Nakaka-develop kaagad sila, di ba? Updated sila, nakakasabay sila sa trend. O, tingin mo, internal business process yun. Maganda yung internal operations nila. Number of new customers, customer ulit. Customer perspective ka. Employee turnover. Again, it has something to do sa employee, learning and growth. Number of customer complaints, customer ulit. Customer. Percentage of customers retained from last period, customer. Customer perspective na naman. Market share, uy, may nabasa kang market, siguro finance to. Siguro kasi market di financial, nakakatis, di ba? Pero syempre, alalahanin mo ang market share na may measure yan sa percentage ng share mo sa mga customer. Di ba? Ilan ba yung pumupunta sa Jollibee out of 100 students? Customer perspective ang market share. Cash flow, ayun, may lumabas na financial po ang cash flow from operations. Suggestions per employee. Employee, natututo ba sila? Learning and growth. Nagsasuggest sila baka may learning na nangyayari. Time from call by customers to repair of product. Ito, matitis ka. Saguting customer perspective yan. Kasi may nabasa kang customer Pero syempre, minsan, kailangan mo din talagang intindihin yung sinasabi nung tanong. Oras from na tumawag yung customer hanggang sa ma-repair yung product. Mabilis bang naayos ng company? No? Nung tumawag yung customer, na-repair ba kaagad yung product? Diba? So it has something to do sa internal business process nila. Operation ulit. efficient ba? No? Oh, so minsan kailangan mo din talagang intindihin. No? Gross profit, ay nako, financial ka. No? Profit na yan. Pera na yan. No? So, let's proceed. No? Ano-ano naman yung mga internal business process performance measures. Diba? Nabanggit ko kanina yung delivery cycle time na isang key performance indicator ng internal business process perspective. Diba? No? So, ano yung delivery cycle time? This is the total elapsed time between when an order is placed by a customer and when it is shipped to that customer. Part of this time is waiting time that occurs before the order is placed into production. No? Ano daw? Joke lang. Sige, maganda kasi ito kung ma-visualize mo eh. 'Di ba? Sige, nakatanggap yung Shopee, yung shop sa Shopee ng order mo. 'Di ba? Nakatanggap siya ng order. 'Di ba? Nag-checkout ka. O, receipt of order from customer. Tapos, syempre, in-start na yung production. Nung natanggap na yung order mo, start ka agad ng production. Yung pagitan na yun, yung pagitan nilang dalawa, no, from receipt to start of production, wait time ang tawag dun. No? Tapos, ang pagitan ng start of production hanggang sa ma-deliver sa'yo, sa bahay mo, no? Processing time, inspection time, move time, and queue time. Yun lang naman yung sinasabi nito. Ang buong cycle na to, ang tawag dyan, delivery cycle time. From receipt of order from customer hanggang sa ma-deliver sa'yo. Oh, di ba? So, meron tayong process time, inspection time, move time, queue time. Oh, so, ganyan mo lang siya i-visualize para mas maintindihan mo. Alright? So, kung meron tayong delivery cycle time, meron din tayong tinatawag na throughput or manufacturing cycle time. This is the total elapsed time between when an order is initiated into production and when it is shipped to the customer. Ano daw? Sige, balikan natin yung illustration natin kanina. No? Again, yung receipt to start of production, wait time. Tapos yung start of production hanggang sa ma-deliver sa customer, 'di ba? May processing time, may inspection time, move time, view time. Yung pagitan lang ng from start of production hanggang sa ma-ship sa customer, throughput lang 'yun or manufacturing cycle time. Hanggang dito lang. Huwag mo nang isama si wait time. No, hanggang diyan lang. Cut off ka na diyan. No? And remember, pag delivery cycle time, kasama lahat. Yan lang naman eh. Yan lang naman yung gusto niyang sabihin. No? Or sana maalala mo yan. Pwede, ang ginagawa ko dyan, PIMQ. PIMQ. Diba? Processing, inspection, move time, queue time. PIMQ. Diba? Para maalala ko talaga. So, meron din tayong tinatawag na manufacturing cycle efficiency or MCE. Ano naman po ito? This is the ratio of value-added time, process time to total throughput time. It represents the percentage of time an order is in production in which useful work is being done. The rest of the time represents non-value-added time, inspection, move time, and view time. Anong formula? Processing time over yung PIMQ natin. No, or yan po yung throughput or manufacturing cycle time natin kanina. 'Di ba? No? No? So, processing time, move time, inspection time, tapos ito, queue time dapat ito. No? Queue time. No? Alright? Ano pa? Or ang ibang tawag natin dyan, value adding time over throughput time. No, mamaya, pakita ko na lang sa problem para hindi kayo malito. Value adding time or throughput time. Sir, bakit po yung processing time considered as value adding time? Pero yung the rest ng time daw, hindi na sila value added time. Bakit kaya? So, tignan natin dito. Bakit yung processing time lang yung value added time? Sa operations management po, only processing time is considered value adding time. because it is the part of the production cycle where the product is being transformed into something the customer is willing to pay for. No? Kumbaga, nag-order ka ng Barbie doll. Tapos yung Barbie doll, gusto mo customize. Gusto mo umiikot, di ba? Baka gusto mo yung maganda yung dress niya. O syempre, may additional work pang gagawin doon. Ipa-process pa nila yon, di ba? Ayaw mo yung plain na Barbie doll. Gusto mo may dress, maganda yung dress niya, umiikot pa siya, di ba? O, may additional time na gagawin. Kaya may value na dinadagdag. Oh. Syempre, you are willing to pay for that as a customer. Kasi dadagdagan yung value eh. Mas pagagandahin. No? Oh, sabi nga natin, yung processing time, the time spent physically or technically changing the product. This adds value because it directly increases the product's utility or desirability. O, gumanda yung Barbie doll. No? Pero yung inspection time, check mo lang naman yan for defects eh. O, ginagawa mo lahat sa Barbie doll yan. Customers don't pay extra for that. Yung move time, tra-transport mo yung materials or product, syempre, lahat naman ng Barbie doll, ito-transport mo. No, it doesn't change the product itself. So, it's non-value adding. Wait time or queue time. No, idle time when materials or products are waiting. Pure waste from the customer's perspective. Idle time po kasi ang wait time eh. No, yung wait time po na tinutukoy dito, yun yung nasa production na siya. No? Iba yung wait time na from receipt of order to customer, from customer hanggang sa start of production. No, may dalawang type of wait time. Yung wait time, yun yung hanggang sa unang wait time mo is yung receipt ng order ng isang customer hanggang sa start of production. Yun yung unang wait time. Tapos yung pangalawang wait time, yun yung nasa production na siya. Syempre, hindi kasi agad-agad ma-deliver yun eh. Hindi agad-agad matatapos. Syempre, may idle time. When materials or products are waiting. O baka hindi pa nagagalaw, hindi pa na-finish goods, work in process pa lang. So, ganun talaga. Okay? So, tignan natin sa exercise na to. Now, the following information for a recent project was taken from the records of a company. Waiting time from order receipt until start of production. No? So, in-specify niyang mabuti na yung waiting time na to, yun yung from order receipt until the start of production. No? Yun yung nasa labas. Okay? So, required, what is the delivery cycle time, delivery cycle efficiency, throughput or manufacturing cycle time, and manufacturing cycle efficiency. Alright? So, tignan na natin dito. Ang unang tanong, delivery cycle time. Diba po yung delivery cycle time, itong lahat. Kasama lahat yan. So, 5 plus 18 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3, 32 days ang delivery cycle time. So, ang tagal. Diba? O baka naman, malaki-laki yung in-order ni customer. Sir, ano naman po itong delivery cycle efficiency? Diba? So, ang formula lang din yan is processing time over delivery cycle time. Yung processing time po, again, yan yung value adding time. Ilan yung value adding time mo lang? 18 days. So, out of total na delivery cycle time mo, 32 days, that's 56.25%. What is the throughput or manufacturing cycle time? Again, hindi kasama yung waiting time mo dyan. Ito ka lang. So, 32 days minus 5, that's 27 days lang yung throughput time. What is the manufacturing cycle efficiency? Again, processing time over throughput time. 18 days over 27 days, that's 66.67%. What percentage of the overall production time was spent on value-adding time or value-adding activities and non-value-adding activities? Ilan lang ba? Diba? Processing time mo is 18 out of 27. So, ang value-adding activities mo, 66.67%. So, yung natira, 33.33% na non-value-adding activities. Alright? So, customers only value that transformation that makes the product usable or better. Now, everything else is considered non-value adding because it doesn't increase the product's worth, it's just overhead or waste. So, anong lesson natin dito? Dapat i-increase mo the value adding. Increase mo yung value adding time para mas kumita ka, mas lumago yung negosyo. Kasi syempre, ito yung babayaran ng customer. Diyan talaga siya maglalabas ng pera kung nagandahan siya, kung nagustuhan niya yung disenyo mo, o value adding yun, mas mag-add yun ng value dun sa product mo. Pag tumaas yung value, mas tataas yung worth, yung halaga. O, di ba? Alright. No? So, meron din naman po tayong tinatawag na cycle time and velocity. So, tignan natin dito. No? So, si company daw manufactures a product in batches of 20 units. The following information pertains to operations during a certain time or certain month. Meron tayong processing time, inspection time, waiting time, move time. So, naka-average na yan per batch. Kasi in batches of 20 units No, naka-average na yan per batch. Compute the following operational measures: manufacturing cycle time and velocity. Kanina, manufacturing cycle efficiency. Yun. Manufacturing cycle efficiency yung kinumpute natin kanina. Ngayon, manufacturing cycle time. No? Dito lang naman sa MES, no, sa part na to, kailangan mo talagang tiyagain, no, na maalala yung formula. No? Kaya magiging helpful din talaga yan kung meron ka talagang shortcut. No? Made-develop mo yan as you go along. No? Hindi naman yan overnight. So, tingnan natin anong formula ng manufacturing cycle time. No? Time over units produced. No? So, ilang oras ba siyang ginawa? Diba? All in all, ang time mo is 80 hours. Sa 80 hours na yun, ilan yung na-produce mo? 20 units lang. Hence, you can say 4 hours per unit. Sa bawat unit, 4 hours ang ginugugol mo. Ano naman ho, sir, yung velocity? Kabaliktaran lang ng manufacturing cycle time. Units produced over time. Ilan yung na-produce? 20. Gaano katagal? 80 hours. Hence, you can say na bawat isang oras, ang naproproduce mo is 0.25 unit lang. Yan lang naman yun. Pinakita ko lang naman sa inyo na mayroon palang other formula. No? Baliktaran lang sila. Alright? Alright. So, tingnan naman natin tong productivity measurement. Productivity, it measures the relationship between actual inputs used and actual outputs produced. No? So, input and output. Meron tayong tinatawag na partial productivity. It compares the quantity of output produced with the quantity of individual input used. Anong formula? Ilan yung na-produce, tapos ilan yung input na ginamit. Pwedeng input mo dyan, materials, labor, overhead, pwede rin. So, output over input. Pag sinabi naman po nating total productivity or total factor productivity, yun po yung ratio ng quantity of output produced to the cost of all inputs used based on current period prices. So, anong formula natin? Quantity of output produced over cost. Kung kanina dito, quantity. Pero dito, naka-cost ka na. Cost of all inputs used. Alright? So, para mas maliwanagan tayo, tingnan natin dito sa exercise 4. Si Southern Corporation daw manufactures power tools. The following information relates to the manufacture of a paver. So, mayroong 2025, mayroong 2026. Mayroong mga inputs and outputs. No, ito po yung output ha. Tapos ito yung mga inputs. Alright? So, what is the partial productivity for direct materials for 2025? And what is the total factor productivity for 2026? So, tingnan natin, ano ulit yung formula ng partial productivity? Quantity of output produced. Ilan ba yung na-produce? 7,000. Ilan yung input na ginamit? Pero teka lang, direct materials daw. So, ang input na ginamit mo lang dyan, direct materials lang. Kasi specific naman siya. So, ilan na-produce mo? 7K. Ilang materials ang ginamit mo dyan? 28,000 kilos. So, 7,000 units over 28,000 kilos na direct materials, 0.25 ang partial productivity mo. No? Ano naman yung total factor productivity? Ilan yung na-produce, tapos yung cost of all inputs used. No, remember, all inputs na to. So, labor na yan, tapos material. Ilan yung quantity of output produced mo? 6K. So, I'm sorry, this is dapat, baka nagkamali lang ako sa question, no? Piling ko sa 2025 dapat. No? 2025 na total factor productivity for 2025. No, kasi 7,000 units pa rin naman yung ginamit natin. No? So either way, no? Sige. Mag-stick na lang tayo sa 6,000 units. No? 6,000 units na lang tayo. No? Na-typo ko lang. Dapat, dito pala yung titignan natin. 6,000 units. No? 2026 yung tanong. So, sir, paano nakuha yung 1,430,000? Diba? Cost yung hinahanap kasi. Cost of all inputs used. Ilang labor hours? 11,000 times labor rate per hour. No? Ilang materialis ang nagamit in kilos? I-multiply mo sa cost per kilo. No? So, ang makukuha mo dyan, 1,430,000. So, 6,000 units divided by 1.43 million, that's 0.004. No? Rounded off. Ayan. Okay, so yun lang po, no? Actually, ang topic na to talagang paramihan ng alam na formula. No, pwedeng sabihin mo, partial productivity is equal to OI. Ginagawa ko dyan, OI. Ino-OI ko kasi siya eh. Diba? Output over input. No? OI. Tapos yung total productivity ko, yung nire-retain ko siya pero naalala ko na, dapat cost ito. No? Cost of all inputs produced. Alright? So, kanya-kanyang diskarte to, paano mo siya mare-retain. No? So, let's jump dito sa ating last topic, no? Quality cost measurement. Quality link activities are those activities performed because poor quality may or does exist. No? So, tignan natin. Meron tayong tinatawag na control activities or conformance costs. So, ano yan? No? These are performed by an organization to prevent or detect poor quality. There are two broad categories of control cost, prevention cost and appraisal cost. Yung mga malalaking negosyo po, mga organization and company, meron silang quality cost. No? Dekalidad ba yung napoproduce nila? No? Shopee, oo, meron silang quality controller. No? Dapat lang na dekalidad yung binibigay nila or hinahatid nilang serbisyo and mga products sa customer nila. O dyan papasok yung mga control activities or conformance cost. No, anong categories yan? Prevention cost and appraisal cost. No, so simulan natin sa prevention cost. No? These are costs incurred to prevent poor quality in the products or services being produced. No? These are money spent to stop problems before they occur. Prevent mo na kaagad. Anong example niyan? Employee training programs. Kung kanina, meron tayong 4 perspective, di ba? Financial, customer, learning and growth, internal business process. Magkaiba na to ngayon. No? Hindi mo na pwedeng paghaluin. Iba ang balance scorecard sa quality cost measurement. Baka kasi mag magkawatak-watak tayo, di ba? Magkagulo-gulo, no? Yung employee training program, syempre train mo yung mga empleyado mo para hindi sila magkamali. Para talagang dekalidad yung magawa nila o hindi sira-sira. O prevention yun, no? Prevent mo yung poor quality. No? Train mo na kaagad. Quality planning and process design. Siyempre, plano mo ano yung magiging kalidad nung products or services na ipoproduce mo. Ano yung design. Di ba? Di ba? Or parang sa ano lang din, parang pag magko-construct ka ng tulay, siyempre dapat yung pagplapsano pa lang, alam mo na yung ilang semento yung gagamitin mo para hindi agad-agad tumumba yung establishment na yun o quality planning na yun. O, prevention cost yun. No? Ano pa? Supplier quality audits. No? Kumbaga ba, bago pa man mag-deliver sa'yo, bago pa man dumating yung product sa'yo, ino-audit mo na yung supplier. Reliable ba yan? Mamaya illegal. Mamaya sira-sira yung dineliver sa'yo. O hindi pala na-audit. No? Illegal pala. Naku. Prevention. No? Ano pa? Preventive maintenance of equipment. Siyempre, from the word itself, preventive maintenance. Chine-check mo, mamaya baka may sira na yung equipment. O, prevent mo yung poor quality. No? Okay? So, kung meron tayong prevention cost, meron tayong appraisal cost. These are costs incurred to determine whether products and services are conforming to their requirements or customer needs. Now, these are money spent to detect problems after production. Ito ang twist sa appraisal cost. Na-produce mo na. After production na. Siyempre, dapat i-detect mo na ngayon kung may problema ba. Oh, yun lang. Yun lang yung gusto niya sabihin. Paano mo i-detect kung may problema yan? Ano examples natin? Product inspections and testing. No? Remember, kapag appraisal cost, matunog tong inspection and testing. Ini-inspect mo, tinetest mo. May test run na mangyayari. Walang hindi mo itetest yung product. O, paano pag dumating yun sa customer, sira pala. Hindi gumagana. No? Dapat i-test mo, inspect mo yung product after mong ma-produce. Inspect mo siya, i-test mo, i-detect mo kung may problema. Appraisal cost yan. Ano pa? Quality audits. No? Ang usapan lang kasi naman sa quality audits, no? Basta ang usapan after ma-produce na nung product. Yung supplier quality audit kasi kanina, bago pa man dumating yung product, 'di ba? Bago pa man dumating yung produkto, in-audit mo na yung supplier, prevent mo na. O ang context kasi ng quality audits, syempre after ma-produce, in-audit mo kung dekalidad pa yung na-produce na product. Ano pa? Field testing of samples. Again, yung word na testing. Testing, inspection. Tinetest mo yung mga samples after ma-produce ng mga product. The idea is, catch defects early before they reach the customer. Correct. Dapat, ma-detect mo na kaagad yung problema bago pa man yan dumating sa customer. Control activities tayo or conformance cost. No? Paano, sir, kung hindi nag-conform dun sa quality natin? No? Yan na yung tinatawag na failure activities. No? These are costs that occur when products don't meet quality standards. There are two broad categories of failure costs, internal failure costs and external failure costs. Ayun, hindi niya na na-meet yung quality standards, baka pangit yung nagawa. Oh, ano yan? Unahin natin yung internal failure costs. These are costs incurred because products and services do not conform to specifications or customer needs and the non-conformance is detected prior to being delivered to outside customers. Bago pa man ma-deliver sa labas sa customers na detect or nangyari yung non-conformance cost. So, pwedeng may scrap and may rework ng defective products. O, defective yung products, non-conformance cost yan, failure activities. Hindi niya na-meet yung quality standard, defective yan. Pero bago pa man ma-deliver dun sa outside parties, ni-rework mo na, inayos mo na. O kung hindi man ma-rework, binenta mo na lang as scrap. O, alam ko medyo kakaiba na, no? Pero laliman lang natin, no? Laliman lang natin yung understanding natin. So ano pa? Re-inspection and retesting. Sir, bakit po inspection and retesting ulit? Okay. Or again yung term. Pero this time, meron ng re. In-inspect mo ulit. Ni-retest mo ulit. No? Yung first inspection mo or first testing, yun yung appraisal cost. Nung in-inspect mo ulit, nung tinest mo ulit, internal failure cost na yun. Bakit? Kasi baka hindi niya talaga na-meet yung quality standards, does not meet the standards. Hindi niya na-meet yung standard, kaya mo siya nire-inspect. Tinest mo ulit. No? Baka siguro first testing mo o hindi gumana. O, syempre, inayos mo na. Bago pa man ma-deliver sa outside parties, tapos after mong maayos ulit, niretest mo ulit. In-inspect mo ulit. Alright? Ano ba? Waste of materials during production. Oo. Kasi waste na yan eh. Hindi na yan na-meet yung quality standards. Pero during production pa yan, hindi mo pa na-deliver sa outside parties. No? And downtime due to equipment failure. Again, di ba? Nag-fail yung equipment. Diba? It doesn't meet yung quality standards, pero syempre hindi mo pa na-deliver sa customer. Alright? Diba? They represent inefficiencies inside the company. Yun ang tandaan mo ha sa internal failure cost. Inefficiencies yan sa operation or inside the company. So, kung meron tayong internal failure cost, meron din tayong external failure cost. Or these are costs incurred because products or services fail to conform to requirements or satisfy customer needs. And the non-conformance is detected after being delivered to outside customers. Na-deliver mo na sa outside customers. No? Doon mo lang na-detect. Outs, di ba? Ano examples niyan? Warranty claims and repairs. Naku, dumating na sa customer, nag-claim na ng warranty, sira yung dumating na washing machine. O tinawagan ka, mapaayos na. Ay, naku. Na-detect mo yung substandard na dekalidad after mo pang ma-deliver sa outside parties. Aray ko. Diba? Ano pa? Product recalls. Naku, tinatawagan ka. Ang daming klina-clarify ni customer bakit hindi daw gumagana. Oh. Handling customer complaints. Naku, nagko-complain yung mga customer. Bakit daw sira yung ref na dumating? Diba? Oh. Loss of reputation or future sales. Naku, nireklamo ka na. Nasa social media ka na. Pinost ka na. Oh. Nawala na yung reputasyon mo. Aray ko. Diba? They are the most damaging because they affect customers directly and can hurt brand trust. Correct. Sobrang sakit ng external failure cost. Nakaka-damage yan sa company kasi nakarating na yan sa customer mo hindi mo na napigilan. Di ba? May prevention cost ka na nga, dumaan pa yan sa appraisal cost, dumaan yan sa internal failure cost, di ba? And sadly, di ba? Dumaan pa sa external failure cost. Aray ko. No? Kaya yung mga organizations, nire-reduce nila yung internal and external failure cost by investing more in prevention and appraisal activities. No? Kaya nga prevention is better than cure. Diba? Nag-a-apply yun dito. Nag-a-apply din dito yun. Oh, pwede mo naman siyang gamutin, di ba? Oh, sige, mag-claim na lang sila ng warranty. Ayusin mo na lang, i-cure mo na lang. Pero at the end of the day, mas maganda pa rin, prevent mo na lang. Nung umpisa pa lang sana na may pagkakataon kang ma-prevent mo na. Diba? wag naman sanang sa dulo pa. Kaya prevention is better than cure. Mag-invest na kaagad sa prevention and appraisal activities. No? Increase mo na yung conformance cost mo. No? Kumbaga ba, i-increase mo yung conformance cost. Or yan yung control activities para mabawasan yung failure activities. No? Taasan mo na. Mag-invest ka na dyan. Para mabawasan yung papasahin mong failure activity. Okay, so tignan natin dito sa exercise 5. A company has identified the following as having an impact on the company's quality cost. Uy, ang dami. Diba? Ang dami daw. No? Classify the given cost as prevention, appraisal, internal failure, or external failure. O, tignan nga natin. Diba? Employee training. So, meron na naman tayo mga dami dito. Meron tayong mga hint. Diba? Employee training. Train mo na daw. Bago pa man ma-occur yung problem, ini-stop mo na. Diba? Trine-prevent mo na. Trine-train mo na para maayos yung quality, maganda yung kakalabasan. Employee training is preventive cost. Net cost of scrap, ay scrap na Diba? Scrap na siya, sira na. Pero bago pa man yan dumating sa customer. And remember, pag scrap, inefficiencies yan inside the company. Pero hindi pa nga dumadating sa customer. Kaya internal failure cost ka. Supervision of testing. Uy, tinetest mo, ini-inspect mo. After ma-produce yung product. Diba? Dinedetect mo yung problems after ma-produce yung product. Appraisal cost ka. Evaluation of suppliers. Ini-evaluate mo yung suppliers. Diba? You are trying to stop problems before they occur. Ayaw mong makahalubilo yung mga illegal na suppliers. Prevention cost ka. And additionally, inspection daw of manufactured goods on assembly line. Ini-inspect mo. Dinedetect mo yung problems after ma-produce yung product. Appraisal cost ka. Rework, labor, and overhead. Uy, baka nasira. Kaya kailangan mong i-rework. Pero syempre, yung pangyayari na yan, hindi pa yan nakakarating sa customers. Inefficiencies pa lang yan inside the company. Buti na lang. Nasa internal failure cost ka pa. Customer complaints, outsource. Nag-complain na yung customer, nakarating na. Nakarating na sa outside parties. Nag-complain na Hindi mo na iwasan. External failure. Units repaired at customer site. Naku, nakarating na naman kay customer. Inaayos mo pero kay customer site na. External failure ka. Nakita nyo yung relationship nung apat. Diba? Basta wag ka lang malito ha. Wag mo lang paghalu-haluin yung balance scorecard dito sa quality cost measurement. No? Ano pa? Reliability testing. Tinetest mo ba kung reliable yun? Ina-appraise mo siya. Testing, inspection, dinedetect mo yung problem. Rework of defective goods before transfer to finished goods, ni-rework mo daw, inefficiencies yan inside the company. Ano pa? Preventive maintenance for equipment, prevent mo. Kung ano man yung problema, bago pa sila mag-occur, preventive ka. Prevention cost. Ano pa? Warranty repairs. Naku, nag-claim na ng warranty si customer. Na-deliver mo na sa kanya kasi nag-claim na siya ng warranty. Kaya ka nga nagre-repair kasi may nag-claim ng warranty. Sino ba ang nag-claim ng warranty? Si customer. Ibig sabihin, nakarating na sa kanya. External failure ka. And quality improvement projects. Uy, maganda yan. Ini-improve mo yung quality niya. Diba? You are trying to stop problems before they occur. Kaya, preventive. Product testing, nabasa mo na naman yung term na testing, tinetest mo, dinedetect mo kung meron man may problema dyan. Pero after production yan, appraisal ka. And lastly, downtime due to defects in quality. Inefficiencies yan inside the company. Kasi nga may depekto dun sa quality. So, ano po iyan? That's internal failure. Alright? So, dyan ang pinaka dulo na exercise 5. Sana madami ka talagang natutunan dito sa topic na ito. Alright? So, tignan natin naman sa theory question. The balance scorecard, diba? So, anong sagot dito? Letter A. It actually incorporates financial and non-financial measures in an integrated system, di ba? Customer, financial perspective, customer perspective, internal business process, learning and growth. No? So number 2, which of the following questions would the internal business perspective of the balance scorecard attempt to answer? Ano daw po dito yung internal business perspective? How does the company continue to improve, learn, and grow? Hindi ba learning and growth yan? Diba? How do customers view the company? Customer yan. Which business processes must the company excel in? Yes, that is actually the answer. Internal business process yan. No? Yung A, that's learning and growth, customer. Tapos yung B, how does the company create value for its stakeholders? That's financial perspective. Okay? So another question, in the calculation of manufacturing cycle efficiency, which of the following activities results in value-added time? Isa lang naman ang value-added time, yung processing time. Diba? Kung maalala ninyo, processing time is actually value-added time. It is the relationship between outputs and inputs that is productivity. No? Binitin lang kita. Pero productivity talaga. Ano? So, balik-aral lang yan. So, dyan nagtatapos yung balance scorecard and other performance measures natin. No? So, sana madami kang natutunan. No? So, muli naglalambing pa, subscribe naman, no? Bago pa man, bago pa ang lahat. So, thank you sa pagtangkilik and good luck sa topic na ito. No? Bye-bye, bye-bye.